Welcome everyone, this is Like It's 1985. In today's review I'll be doing a something old, something new Transformers review, focusing on Onslaught. So on the right there is Generation 1 Onslaught, and on the left is the Universe Voyager-class Onslaught. Now I'm going to be doing this something old, something new review a little differently. As I'm transforming Universe Onslaught, you'll see in the right hand corner probably a smaller window with the transformation shown of Generation 1 Onslaught. Just to kind of mix things up and maybe possibly make my video shorter. I'd be interested to see what your comments are about that format. I may be adopting that in my future something old, something new reviews. Now before I move on to the transformation of Universe Onslaught, I would like to point out they do share similar color schemes, although not exact. They are similar enough that you can definitely see in the newer toy there's a definite color scheme likeness to the Generation 1 toy. You've got the blue color here, which is the predominant color throughout the toy. Same thing with Generation 1. And while the colors don't match exactly, in the newer toy, this is kind of a greenish gold color. And in the Generation 1 toy, you kind of got an olive green with a little yellow mixed in. So you can definitely see that there's a color scheme match between the old and the new. And further, perhaps the most distinctive design element that they both share is the double gun turrets you can see here and here. And these will come into play also in robot mode, and they will be a similar design element that's present in both the old and the new toys. Definitely worth pointing out and definitely cool. So let's take a closer look at Universe Onslaught in his alt mode. He does have lights and sounds. And if you roll along the ground, he does make that noise, either forward or backwards. He does have this little hatch. You can look inside and see Onslaught's head for his robot mode. He does have these little minesweepers, is what I'm going to call them, and they articulate up and down like that. He's got a little gun in the bottom of his undercarriage here. Here's a look at the undercarriage. And the turret rotates like this, 180 degrees. And that's pretty much it for the gimmicks. Now, one thing about the paint, or rather the mold, the color that the plastic is cast in, I don't know if you can see, but there actually is some shimmery little metallic flecks in there, which I find very interesting. I didn't notice this before until I actually did this review. Might show up right about there, just hit the light just right. Just kind of interesting little detail in the molding. Now, it does come with this piece here, which becomes the shield in robot mode, as you can see, SWAT. And it does attach to the top here. There's a peg there. I don't particularly like to display it like that, but if you want everything to fit on the vehicle mode, you can certainly do that like that. I just leave it off for alt mode. Now, a little bit about the SWAT logo. I don't really care for the SWAT logo as far as the idea of this being of Onslaught being a SWAT vehicle. I prefer him to be like a militarized, vehicle like he is in his Generation 1 counterpart with the Combaticons. It's a small detail, but if I was to do it my way, I would remove the SWAT logo entirely everywhere, and paint it in camo or something like that. But that's a small detail. But it is, other than that, it is an awesome alt mode, I have to say. So on to the transformation for Onslaught. First thing I'm going to do is come back here, pop this up, fold it up, and then it slides up a little bit like that. Get it out of the way. That allows you to take these pieces like this, pull them straight down, and as you can see, these will become the legs. Now this is going to be the front of Onslaught in his robot mode. You can see the detailed in the pelvic area there. On these pieces here, what you want to do is, it's already detached, but it was pegged in here. You want to take this, fold it back like that, fold in the wheel, and then re-peg in this section here, fold it down like that, and then rotate it like that. And we'll do the same thing over here. Take the wheel, fold it in, fold this piece back down, and it should peg into these two holes like that. And then rotate the leg around. Feet come up like this. And then you've got these knee armors that come down like that. So then it's just a matter of adjusting the legs so that you can stand up. And that should take care of his lower half. Moving on up, simply pull these pieces apart like this, separate them, and you can see the Decepticon logo. You want to have this facing forward. That's going to be your shoulder armor. Same thing over here. And you want to rotate it about like this, because, and this is one of the neater parts of the transformation, There's his head. You pull this down, and this is going to peg onto that. And very nice part of the transformation. And just peg that in there. And now it's just simply a matter of adjusting the arms. You want to go ahead and take out the fists there, and take out the other one, and rotate this up like this. You can see this fell out here, which is fairly common if you mess around with the transformation enough. So make that back in there, like that, and there we have him in his robot mode, which is pretty darn nice. He stands pretty tall. I'd have to say he's probably a good 10 inches or so, up to the top of his head. Let's go ahead and give you a 360 view of him. Although I'll probably take a picture of him at the beginning of the review anyway. But here it is. Articulation: he's got a swivel head, ratcheted shoulders, 360, bend at the elbow. The arm can swivel at the upper arm. You've got swivel at the wrists, no waist articulation, and ratcheted hips, and a bend at the knee, but that's really for the transformation. And that be it for the articulation. You can't attach the shield in robot mode. You simply take this piece here, bring it out like that, and then there is the tab here. It tabs down here, so you simply insert the tab, and then the other piece goes through this section here. So you got the shield. On the right arm, you do have a gimmick where you press this button here, and out pops that weapon. Now, he does not have any handheld weapons. I think I saw a review where the reviewer found a actual gun from another Transformer and it was able to peg into here. I haven't done so yet, but yeah, certainly you can find probably one that will fit in either of his fists there. The only other gimmick you have is the light-up eyes, which is really cool. A nice evil-looking red. Very appropriate for Onslaught. So yeah, this is a very nice Transformer. As we'll see in a moment here, we'll take a look at him alongside his Generation 1 counterpart in robot mode. And here we have the old with the new. And I have to say, I am surprised at how well the Generation 1 figure stands in robot mode next to the Universe design. Because while they definitely is taller with the Universe toy, it's the size difference isn't as great in robot mode as it was in alt mode, in my opinion. Of course, I love the design cues with the twin barrels here and the twin barrels in the old Generation 1 toy. Thumbs up. And also I noticed just now that they share the same location of the Decepticon logo on their left shoulder armor, so that's nice. Very cool. And like I said before, the color scheme, while not exact match between the old and the new, you can see a definite similarity with the blue and the kind of olive gold color here. Very nice. I have to say this turned out much better than I thought. I was a little bit concerned about taking a smaller Generation 1 toy and comparing it to a Voyager-class figure. But it turns out pretty well. And actually I think this makes a pretty good display. If I'm not having Onslaught in his Combaticon combined form, he looks pretty darn well standing next to the Universe Voyager-class figure, I would say. So, definitely a nice toy. Definitely, I'm always a sucker for a new toy that has Generation 1 inspired design elements in it. So this toy gets 2 thumbs up. If I had more thumbs, it would be 4, but 2 thumbs up. Thanks for watching. This has been my review. Something old, something new, focusing on Onslaught with Generation 1 Onslaught and Universe Onslaught.